Come and join me on my random little craft along. Hello and welcome to the Treasured Page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. And I'm just having a look at my books here that I use as inspirational books. Books that I've seen other crafters and creators using in past videos over the years. So I'm just going to quickly show you what you can expect if you were to get one of these books. So the first one that I ever got was this one. These are sticker books, but they are low tack stickers, meaning they're not very sticky. You've seen me use this one before if you've been following along with the French Linen Botanical Journal. I will show you how I used one of the stickers in here. So some of the stickers in here, all beautiful, beautiful botanical images. They're all flowers, but they do have things like that and some insects and this sort of thing. Some are popping off because I've pulled them off, and once you've pulled them off they don't go back down. But then they have these spreads like this, which is one big massive page. It's one big sticker really, but what they've done is they have cut into it to create ovals. So that's actually one enormous oval. And then what I've done in my journal here, if we can find it, can't remember where it was now, guys. Oh look, I've got all sorts to do. Still going. Taking my time. I love it. I don't want it to end. I love it. Where's it gone? There's the mountains. We did that. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So this one, I stuck the oval there, and then I've muted it down by putting sewing paper over the top. But I think that could have also been napkin, but I have now created a writing space because you can write over this if you wanted to with an ink pen or a chalky white gel pen or any gel pen in black as well. But that has muted everything down and that's just lovely. So I wanted to do one on that page as well. I'm looking for a good something that's red, but while I'm looking and flipping through to find these things, this is this one, okay, and what I'll show you here, the whole reason I put the tissue down in the first place was to mute the shiny stickers, but this one isn't shiny. The stickers are matte. They are lovely matte paper and they are not shiny, whereas this one, the botanical sticker book, they are quite shiny and quite like a magazine print. So actually it's quite annoying because this is lovely paper. They're still not very sticky, so you do need to glue them down. I would recommend that anyway when using stickers, unless you can really feel that they're super sticky. But they've just got some of the most bizarre pictures in here and real vintage, really eccentric images here from all over the world. Just real oddities and curiosities, botanicals and scientific and marine life here. You can see the sort of the jellyfish and just fantastic. And then some real whimsical things and some quite odd sort of macabre stuff. You'll see that, and yeah, just sort of the raw side of Victorian times and beyond. Yeah, but nice vintage cats, antiques, mainly a lot of antique images here. Some real spooky stuff, some sort of quite vicious fish there. It's just the sort of thing that you would have expected, but then some real beautiful bee images and the dancing ladies and things like that. And there's that mushroom that I was painting the other day. So these are great resources just to get some ideas, even if you don't use the stickers. The books are quite expensive. They go up and down in price, I've noticed. You know, there's your Halloweeny ones, and then you get pages like this again, but you think you've got the whole page, the whole sticker page, which would be great because you could use strips, cut it up. But it's not actually the case. What's gone on here is they've cut into it, and it's odd. You just, what is that? I don't know. What is it? A bear. Okay, that's exactly what we need. It's a bear. So yeah, you're not expecting it, and now it won't go back, and then, you know, we've now got a bear that we've got to sort of find something for, and then it won't stick down again, because once you've got it, it just refuses to stick back down. It's odd. They are odd. And then I think there's something else there. Oh, now I want to know what that is. Oh, that's all right. Oh, that's a lovely oh, that's all right. A butterfly and a bear. Of course, why not? A butterfly and a bear go completely sensibly together. No idea. It's like an advent calendar. It's like Christmas. You're peeling something off. What are you going to get? Who knows? But unless you're prepared to work with that, you know, you are going to have that peeling up. So yeah, there's some very random things in this book. Very, very random. It might be a good one to ask for Christmas, and or holiday or birthday, or, you know, a present anyway. If anybody is really struggling to know what to get you, you might want a flower bear with a butterfly. So that's that one. And then this is the botanical one, which I'm really more interested in for my botanical journal. And so I'm just, look, I think the images are gorgeous, absolutely stunning, but the shiny is bothering me. So it's whether you want to put up with that. See, that's lovely, and it is a nice big square sticker, as is that. So that's fine, that makes sense. But I'm looking for red. See, there's the mushrooms. I bet in this light it's really glaring as well. So yeah, I apologise for that. So then you get these backing papers, which is very nice, and I shall use that. I'm sure we could use that in a journal somewhere. It's a bit bright for what I'm doing at the moment, though. So we're looking for red. Oh, wow. Okay, right. That's red and purple. Okay, actually quite like that. I quite like. Oh, they're beautiful as well. See, the red is important in my journal because they went to China. Red is an important auspicious colour in China, and also they were collecting these primulas and the azaleas, and they often came in red colour. Ah, there's a red as well. So we've got ornate tulips going on there. And some exotic leaves. Tulips were really important in the era that I'm discussing, certainly with the plant hunters in the 1900s, because we had the Dutch were giving us some wonderful tulips. So we could have tulips in here, and that be the red. It's just that we can see here, this gives me an oriental feel, so I wanted red, and I sort of thought it might be nice to have a more oriental feel to the ending of the book, because so much of the botanical seeds came from China, and I think we just need to give a nod to that. And remind ourselves of that. So I think I prefer this one to this one because there's that big space there. I'm going to try and see if I can get this to just tear out. I should really have known better. Never mind. We don't learn, do we? We just think we can. Right, anyway, I want to put that on another page, the border, but this is the bit I'm going to take here and repeat what I've done before. We're just going to glue that down with a stick glue, and then I'm going to stick it over the top with PVA glue some either napkin or sewing paper if I can find some. I think I've got some to hand, so we'll do sewing paper, and then it matches with the other one. So I just smooth that down, and if this bit here wants to peel up, so I just put a bit more there. I'm just going to take some liquid glue, which is a school glue, PVA glue, and then just brush over that. Just want to quickly sort this out, and then that can be sitting and drying while I just get on with the next idea. So this is pattern paper for sewing. It's got a rough side and a shiny side. Now I'm wondering whether I might prefer the shiny side. No, we don't, do we? We're trying to get rid of shiny. So I'm just going to... I don't mind the line there actually. I think we'll have that. That sort of adds a bit of intrigue. Just do that. It does want another coat on the top, but I do like the way it mutes it and gives it a very vintage feel. And it takes away that modern shine. So I've just wet a little bit of water there just to get that glue runny. Probably best to have mixed that in a bowl first, but you know. We're just having a go here, having a play. That's the fun of it. We've got to be having fun as well. We don't want to be all serious about it. This is not a serious process by any means. This is having fun. This is relaxing, working through the day, working through the problems if there are any, and just enjoying the process of creating something out of very little, even though I had that, but I had that book for years. I've had that book nearly 3 years and I don't use it. It's just sat there. It's not being used because I think it's special, when it was because it was a gift, because I asked for it for a birthday or you know, a holiday time, and I've really not quite known what to do with the images. I think also what I did before was I put labels and then I stuck things down, so I could, just before that glues itself completely, I could just put one of my shiny butterfly stickers or something in there. Let's have a look. Stuck down. There we are. I desperately don't like those plasticky ones for the fact that they're too shiny. That's quite good. It's just nice, just fun to experiment and feel, yeah, that's a technique that I'd like to use. If I just come back to the folder here for some inspiration. On labels, we've got this label here. A double label, that could be a good idea. Let's have that one in there and hope the ink doesn't run, and then we'll sort of stick 1916. Yes, have to be okay. And then maybe we'll have this up here, Explore, Dream, Discover. So after this, if you wanted to head over and have a listen to my podcast, I'm talking about inspiration and where we can get inspiration from, and you know, why we maybe want to journal about things that inspire us. And this really has inspired me, this journal, this idea, this plant collecting malarkey that went on. It really has been fun. I like the fact that this is introducing some creases and crinkles. I'm happy with that, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe. I'm never happy with angled lines. I always think that perhaps we want something more. Maybe we just want a whole load of labels. Maybe we just need to get a bit more full on with the labels. What's this one? Let's have that one up there as well. I don't think we need to know who it's from, just in case it's from the wrong time. That could have been where it came from. Yeah, I don't mind the date being covered up. It's quite a fun little bit there. And then I've just got to work out how to get rid of this bit here. Whether I can just tear that now, because that's a bit damp. That seems to want to come away. I do like a torn edge, that is very pleasing. Okay, and then I got a scrap there as well. Oh, that is brilliant. And I think we'll just, whoop. I think I'll wait until it's dry and then I'll trim that. Good, so I'm going to put that out of the way. So that's another page done. That's my final concluding page. Oh, lovely, love it. Yeah, so I'm going to add that somewhere. And then I've got this, which is tea bag paper, which I made. I have found some watercolour sort of sketching paper, artist paper anyway, from a folder. I found this in a charity shop a while ago, a long time ago actually. I'm going to, I think what I'll do is I'm going to tear down the edges, how wide I need these to be, and keep that. And then I'm just going to come in and do this. I just want the deckled edge all the way around because it looks like proper artist paper then. Handmade papers. Alright, so now we've got everything all done up. So this was an A4 piece of paper, but it's now been ripped down like that. So I'm going to fold those in half as well. And then we can have one in the middle, maybe one on the outer edge. So let's see if that looks good in there. Or I could have it so we have a layered look. Let me just get the arrangement how we like it. So it's sort of looking like this at the moment. And that's the middle. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to iron on some fabric. I've got my eco-dyed fabric here, and it's just quite nice to use because this was a spare bit of fabric. This was just cotton that was not very special to begin with. It was scrap cotton, and then it was eco-dyed. This hasn't come out with anything particularly amazing in botanical imagery, so it's just quite nice to be able to use that up as a swirled patterned piece. And then I could just decide which bit of my cover it's going to be. I've got a rusty nail image there, so I'm going to keep that. I think that's probably going to be quite grungy and sort of oldie worldy. And then all I need to do, so I might even have it up there. I've got Heat and Bond, Ultra Hold Heat and Bond. I've used a lot of this in sewing, and I have quite a lot of it in rolls. So I'm just going to be ironing this onto this gluey paper here. So that's what I'll do, is I'll go and line all of that up, glue that down, and then I will have the ability to iron it onto here. Okay, so if you're not familiar with heat and bond, it is just on a roll, it's iron on sheets, which is glue. It's just ironing on glue. And here we go. I can now, because I've ironed it on, and then here, oh, that's a lovely effect. Here is the shiny glue. So that's going to be my inside of my book, which will go like that, with this on the inside cover like a pattern, like a marble pattern, as best we can. And then I'm just going to position that so that I don't get glue on my iron. This is my front cover, I think, and how I will glue it down or iron it on is fabric way first. Okay, and here we have it all ironed on and stuck down nice. If you've used shoe polish, just be aware that you may melt the wax within the shoe polish when you're ironing, so put down some tissue, you know, some kitchen tissue, kitchen roll, just in case. And I don't really want to lose that frayed edge. I think we're okay. I'm going to sew around this anyway, just to make sure. Oh no, that's my front anyway. Okay, just get rid of anything shiny. Okay, so this is reasonably well stuck down. However, I'm just going to run a straight stitch all the way around just to make sure that that fabric is secured to the tea bag paper leather, and then that it gives it a nice finished edge. It's not going to go peeling up. I like the look without, but I think I might just get areas where it'll peel up. Okay, for this next bit I'm just going to make some holes in the paper, and I'm going to sew in the papers to the cover. So here we have it. I've just sewn around the edge. I've done a double stitch edge in a sort of a haphazard way to make it look handmade with a bit more of a decorative feel to it. I'm really pleased. I've just got to sort of establish which way up is my front cover. I do like that bit, so I think this is my front cover with that in the inside, and so I just put those in. I'm quite happy that there's a little bit of an overhang, the paper's hanging out. I love that. I think that just looks really nice, like a real arty sort of little book, artist book. And then open it out to the middle like that, and then I will just put a clip here. Then all I need is a needle and a thread, and I'll just do 3 lengths of the project. 1, 2, 3. So pushing my awl in, I just bend the book forwards, poke the hole through, and so that's in the centre. I'm not measuring anything, I'm just roughly guessing where the centre is. I don't want it too measured out. And then from that centre point I'm going to put one around about there and one in the similar place up above there. So we're just going to bring it forward and poke the holes through. It's just coming in about 1 centimetre or half an inch from the top, and then the centre bit is all there. So this is the most basic binding stitch that you can have, and we just put it through the middle, out the other side, through that hole, and then just put your thumb on that, and then you go find your other hole here and come up the other side, over the top and down through that one there. That gives that, and then you come up through the middle of that one. Just coming through up the other side, and make sure you've got your strings either side of the central stitch. and that's all you do. You just tighten it up, make sure you've got the tension right. You've got two lovely big stitches on the outside which look great. We could have done it the other way, so we ended up with it out there rather than the string being inside, but that adds to the look anyway, so I'm happy, it's fine. Just tighten it up and tie your knots. So I'm doing a double knot here, going like that. Let me just clip that away. You can tie a bow in the middle or leave them long and angle, and you could then add a charm or something at the end, but for now I'm just going to do a bow, leave it at that, and then that will sit in there. Remove the clip. So this is just going to be an additional part to the journal. I can now just use my bone folder. I go in and have a check that I'm happy with all the pages, that everything's in there in position, and just use the bone folder to flatten everything down on the crease. I've got a working little sketchbook there with proper paper, so that I could even do my own paintings in there, which will be lovely, and I can embellish that however I want. I can use that for watercolour. I could even add some of my, I could add that to the front cover, which I don't think I'll do because I want to keep this plain in keeping with the journal. But in here I could just glue down one of my painted images. And these were just, if you haven't seen these were just some stamps that I then painted with acrylic paint. But if you're doing a woodland journal or a nature journal, if you have got anything that you want to do that's autumn, then this is a great idea, using the tea bag paper. So check out how to make that. You can have a look on the link below, and also you can have a look at how I painted these stamped images, and that was really good fun. So I think that's great. I think we'll have one of those and we could just paper clip that in there, and that looked lovely. Another idea you could have, if you wanted to, is to put a little book plate on here. This is really great, it's fun. You could put something like that on the front cover, and I would recommend that you use split pins or brads that go through. You would secure that on before you put your fabric backing on. You do not need to have the heat and bond. That could have easily been glued on and then sewn round. It's just that I have heat and bond in the craft room, and I'm able to use that as a resource because it's not being used for anything else, therefore it's just lying around being clutter. So I'm going to now see if we have got a dried back page to this journal. It's not dry, it's still tacky, whoops, but I have also got pockets here for this sort of thing, so that could be added there. That's absolutely great. It can come and live further forwards, it matches, so that's awesome. And also it may want to be where I had thought it might go, here. This is where I wanted it, because it was just with that lovely image from Katie Blant Creations, from her lovely digital kit of that Edwardian lady out picking flowers. I just think that's perfect. So this can come and live there. It might even tuck behind this. I'm now trying to do it one-handed. I don't want my glue page to. Okay, so that can now come and live there, and that finishes off that nicely because we've got some brown tones in there. It all connects in over here. She's now got her sketchbook that she can go and do her botanical drawings and sketches of the plants within the gardens where she lives and works and is her passion. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed that as a nice little addition, and very simple, something that you can easily do. It doesn't need to be something that goes in the journal, but this is another way of using your snippet rolls to make a belly band for your tea bag paper little journal, mini sketchbooks, and obviously ties in with what we've got going on here and any journal that you do in the future. This sort of brightly coloured image here will dull down as that glue dries, I promise you. I will show you that when you see it next time, and hopefully it will have muted itself down. I might even come up with something here to take the shine off of that one as well. We can buy products to do that, and you can make your own mediums and things, so we'll have to discover that, but it will have a matte finish like that. That's what I'm hoping, and then I can always go over it with an oxide ink in antique linen as well. So that's where that's at, and I will show you next time what that looks like. But that's my concluding page to this fantastic journal that I've thoroughly enjoyed doing. I'm so sorry guys, this won't be for sale. This is a personal adventure for me. It's something that is I'm learning. This is me learning, and then I will then be able to make things for others as well. But for now, this is a personal adventure for me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying taking you along for the ride, so that you'll be able to see how I do things and how you can create your own in your quiet crafting spaces. So there we go. That's the inspiration for today. I've had fun doing that, and do have a listen to the new podcast that is coming out, and that's all about finding the motivation and the inspiration and where we get that from, and making our own quiet spaces. Just a nice little chat to ponder upon and get you through the week. And I will be back with my next video very shortly. So above everything else, guys, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.